Hey, yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is Smart TCG, and today I'm going to be going over Iron Hands EX paired up with Iron Crown in the post rotation. Iron Hands EX has mostly been paired up with decks like Miraidon EX and also the Lost Zone Toolbox engines. However, Iron Hands EX now has a couple brand new partners that work very well with card. Iron Hands EX is a future Pokemon that was released in Paradox Rift a couple of months ago with that Amp You Very Much attack that deals 120 damage, and if your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, you get to take one more prize card. However, 120 is a decent amount. It's oftentimes not able to knock out some of those more higher HP Pokemon. But with cards like Iron Crown EX with that Cobalt Commander, making it so that your future Pokemon do 20 more damage, and also the inclusion of Future Booster Energy Capsule, you're actually able to take knockouts on some more Pokemon that have a little bit more high HP, or take knockouts on specifically V Pokemon with things like Arm Press. Turn 1, knocking out things like a Lugia, knocking out things like Arceus are actually relatively achievable with this deck, which is really cool. We also have the brand new Miraidon, which is a very important piece to this deck with that peak acceleration, dealing 40 damage, deals more if you have Iron Crowns in the field, and you get to search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards and attach them to your future Pokemon in any way you like. Then you shuffle your deck. Sparkling Strike as well, dealing 160, not necessarily something we're going to use a whole lot, but is there to use in some circumstances. We have Mew EX as well. It's a great starter. Restart as well. Very nice against decks that try and use things like Roxanne or Iono against you. We have cards like Prime Catcher, brand new A-Spec card, will be the A-Spec of choice, and our strategy is to use cards like Arven to search your deck for item cards and tool cards, getting yourself those electric generators and also those important tool cards like Future Booster Energy Capsule, which increase damage and also provide a free retreat, or the Heavy Baton. Now, this card only works if it's attached to a Pokemon with exactly 4 retreat cost. One Pokemon in this deck that has exactly 4 retreat cost is the Iron Hands, and if this Pokemon this card is attached to has exactly 4 and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, you move up to 3 basic energy cards from that Pokemon to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. So you're able to streamline Iron Hands after Iron Hands to win the game. With that being said, the deck list will be in the description, and yeah, let's hop into some games and show off just how powerful this deck is. If you're looking for any Pokemon TCG or just TCG product in general, make sure to go check out GameGridSLC.com. You can use my code SmartTCG for 5% off on your next order. The link will be in the description. All right, let's hop into a game and show off how this deck actually works. Alrighty, so hopping into it, looks like we got ourselves an Iron Hands start. Also got ourselves a Nest Ball as well, so pretty okay start. We have Town Store to get ourselves the free retreat into the Miraidon to attach energies, so at least there's that. We do see the Flutter Mane in the active spot. We see a bunch of the Rotom as well, along with the Nest Ball. Wonder what we're actually going against here. Okay, looks like it's going to be Charizard with the Flutter Mane, maybe to try and help out against those Lost Box decks, just, slowing, people down early game with the Flutter. And we see the energy attachment onto the Flutter Mane, and then the instant charge here for 3. All right, there is a top deck. It is an Arven, which is really nice. I don't really know if I want to give them Town Store here. We're going to start off here with Arven. We're going to get ourselves a Techno Radar, and also I think a Future Booster. That seems fine to get both of these. I don't really need Baton just yet. I need to give this free retreat to get this out of the active, so I think both of these seem pretty okay. We'll use a Future Booster, go on to here, Techno Radar away. I think an energy. We'll keep the Town Store around just in case. We do actually have the option to Prime Catcher KO this Charmander if we're actually able to pull that off. So I think we're actually able to do that, right? We can just go Prime Catcher. Oh yeah, I guess we can just do that. So that's pretty good. All right, we'll get Miraidon, Iron Crown. It's pretty cool, actually. We'll go here, Prime Catcher, bring up the Charmander. This usually doesn't happen, but when it does happen, it's pretty cool. Bring up the Miraidon. We can attach for turn to the Miraidon, and then I'll be able to use that peak acceleration. I guess I could Generator now because I'm taking energy out of the deck, so we'll just Generator now. We'll go energy here, and then peak acceleration for 60 damage and the knockout. So Prime Catcher instantly showing versatility there. Getting the 2 energy as well onto this Iron Hands is very, very nice. And we're going to be taking a pretty comfortable lead here. Now, game's definitely not over. It just gives me more time to set up my board state, get ourselves a couple more Iron Hands set up. So we'll see what we're able to do here. But I definitely don't think this game is over. I think we're in a better spot, though, for sure. Wonder what they're going to promote. Probably just going to be the Flutter Mane here. See exactly what they decide. Looks like they're thinking about what they want to do. Flutter Mane definitely seems like the obvious choice with its Midnight Fluttering, which reads, as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's active Pokemon has no abilities except for Midnight Fluttering. So most importantly, it doesn't actually shut off Iron Crown here. So that's pretty nice. I could use Nest Ball, but I wasn't actually sure exactly what I wanted to Nest Ball for. It really was, you know, kind of determined on what they did that next turn. So if I needed to get second Iron Crown, I could have Nest Balled for it. Or if I needed to get second Iron Hands, I would have gone for it. So anyways, with that being said, we do see the Pidgey getting put down and the Charmander. Definitely very risky. If they don't get into their Charmander, which they didn't, I can just boss his orders, take this out, and pretty much just lock up the game. So we're going to go Pokégear. Unfortunately, did not get ourselves what we needed. However, we're still in a good spot. Definitely can't be complaining about that. We can bench the Iron Crown here. We'll bench the Iron Hands. We'll attach to the Iron Hands for turn. Seems fine. Actually, Iron Hands here. Gonna go Capsule. So we'll just put it here. I mean, I'm already peaking, so I actually need to put it here. Yeah. Now we do enough, right? Yeah, we do 100. Okay, cool. Then we'll just I guess we could Arven, but maybe just research is better. Just to try and dig for boss. Yeah, this is probably better. Okay, there's Generator. I like to see that. 1 and 2. We can attach 2 onto the Iron Hands. I still don't want to necessarily give them Town Store. I just don't want to really open up that can of worms here. So we're just going to peak acceleration, take the knockout, going down to 4 prizes. And yeah, looking pretty good here. We can potentially get Baton next turn as well. We're going to probably just want to chase down a Pidgey next turn, potentially. We could even chase down Rotom as well. Have a couple options, but Pidgey definitely seems like the thing that we're going to take out here, if we're able to. So we see the Pidgey getting tossed into the active. That is a sign that either their hand is entirely dead or they have the Pidgeot. So normally you want to promote the Pidgey if you're just going to go into the Pidgeot, because you have that for your treat and just gives you options. So we see the Arven, most importantly, not Iono, which is very, very good here, because it means that we're going to be able to go down to 1 prize on that next turn of the game. Use Town Store also to get a Baton. Really put ourselves in a pretty good situation. So here is the Rotom with that Forced Seal Stone activating here. Gonna be able to search the deck for any card. Gotta assume this is for the Rare Candy, Charizard, and Pidgeot pieces here. We see Pidgeot coming out. Pidgeot with that quick search. And there is the Ultra Ball as well. Gonna be able to get themselves a Charizard piece. Now, to be honest, they don't even really need to get themselves another Charmander down in this situation. They just don't need to, because in this spot here, they can't get knocked out. So, or the Charizard can't get knocked out. So it should be looking pretty okay here. So here's a Pidgeot coming out, putting a card into their hand. There is the Nest Ball. Getting themselves Radiant Charizard makes sense. That's going to be the thing that they probably attack with on that next turn of the game. They could technically attack with it here, but I don't think they really want to do that, because I can just Iron Hands KO. And then I just need boss's orders to finish off the game. I could just take 2 prizes and then just take another few prizes. So probably just going to attack with Charizard here. I don't really think they want to attack with anything else. So we'll see exactly what they go for. Yep, there is the 2 energies onto the Charizard and the 1 energy onto the Radiant Zard. The big question is if they actually have Counter Catcher. If they have Counter Catcher, then they do put a lot more pressure onto me, and this becomes much more scary. However, if they don't have Counter Catcher here, we're just in such a good position that we should be fine. So there is Burning Darkness, dealing 240 damage, taking the knockout here. We're going to be able to promote the Iron Hands. I think we're just going to promote this one because it has True Retreat just to start with. It's fine. There is another Crown, so we can bench the Crown here. unfortunately, we're doing 240 with Arm Press. Pretty impressive. But we're just going to go boss's orders onto the Pidgeot and pretty much just say we're going to take out your option to search for anything here, which means that potentially something like Iono is just not going to be able to happen this turn. So that seems quite good. We can retreat to this Iron Hands. It seems fine. Really moving the energy around is not too important, but I think we still just want a Town Store just to get ourselves the baton, just more or less to thin it out. If they Iono, we have a higher chance of drawing into Pokégear or just our last boss's orders. More or less the reason as to why I want to do that. So we'll go baton here. We can just go attach for turn to thin it out of the deck here. And we're going to use that Ampy very much for 360 damage, taking that KO. To be honest, I could have also just in the situation Arm Pressed for KO, but that could be a little bit tricky if they're able to completely fill up their bench, maybe collapse Stadium and Toro, but I doubt that's very likely. So maybe we could have just Arm Pressed there, but taking 3 prizes here is probably still just okay. There is the Lost Vacuum, going to be getting rid of probably the baton here. They need an Iono, and if they Iono us, then we need to find research or boss, so we'll see. But the thing is that we got rid of the Pidgeot, so like there's a very good chance they just do not have it. So yep, there is the Burning Darkness taking out the Iron Hands. We were able to target down the Pidgeot, completely shut down their draw engine. That is one of Charizard's biggest weaknesses, is when the Pidgeot falls, their deck just kind of falls apart with it. So we're going to be able to hit for 200 with Ampy very much. Doesn't really matter what we bring up. We can bring up the Rotom. Does not matter. We can Arm Press too, but we're going to finish it off here with an Ampy very much, taking down Charizard Pidgeot. All right, so that was the first game. Pretty convincing there. Let's hop into another one. Alrighty, so hopping into it, looks like we're going to be going up against something with a Bidoof. Now, we have ourselves a pretty solid start. We got ourselves Techno Radar, Future Booster, Energy Capsule as well. So things are looking quite good. We have pretty much everything we need. We also got ourselves gear as well. And it looks like we're going to be going up against that Arceus Giratina deck from the looks of it. Now, we do have an outside shot of actually Arm Pressing turn 1 for KO. It's going to depend on the top deck, but we have an opportunity to potentially just go Prime Catcher KO, which is pretty crazy. However, it's going to depend on a couple of things. So, all right. I would need 200. I can actually get it. Okay, so in this situation here, I don't know if it's going to be worth it to go for it. So I think I'm actually going to gear first, because I need actually all of these. And if I miss with gear, then I just go the Miraidon route. But if I hit Arven here, I can go Arven for Prime Catcher. Then I can fully go for it. Okay, there's research. Yeah, we're probably not going to go. But the reason why is I kind of wanted all these things just in case, because we actually would have needed them all. So, all right. That's okay, though. We can go discard the Future Booster. Seems fine. Get ourselves Iron Hands and Iron Crown here. Go put this down 1 and 2. We'll use the generator. See how many we got. Just gotta gotten 1 anyway. So the good thing is though we have research. So we're gonna go attach here. Put down the capsule on it to the Iron Crown and research. It's going to be really, really nice that we drew Prime Catcher. Unfortunately, not able to get the KO here, but it's actually really nice we get rid of the Bidoof here, because that means we take 1 prize card and then we just need to go amp a 2 prize and then just find a way to get another 2 prizes. So works out pretty nicely in our prize map, actually. We could Prime Catcher and just poke this, hit it for 40, 80, but I don't necessarily think we have to do that. We could also just hit this Giratina and then boss KO it the next turn. I don't hate it, but they have a 2-card hand. I think it's just probably worthwhile to KO the Bidoof. Seems fine. All right, so we'll go Miraidon, touch the baton here, and then I will peak acceleration, taking the knockout here, getting rid of their consistency. Most importantly, Arceus really relies on cards like the Bibarel to be able to draw through their deck consistently after they use that Starbirth, which is kind of just like that early game boost that they need to set up. But to be able to consistently flow through their deck, they need things like multiple Bibarels out in the field, typically at least just 1, but typically want as many Bibarels as they can get, and then also cards like Squilvit as well to put those clunky cards onto the bottom and then redraw. So there is the Iono. Shuffling back up here. Iron Hands. Okay, there is the Arceus V-Star. Makes sense. Definitely expecting them to hit that. So now we are going to bench Mew-EX here because we can actually copy Giratina's attack with Mew-EX. We can baton onto the Mew-EX, which is actually quite cool. And we can take a KO that way, which is pretty sick. However, if they don't get a way to evolve that, like if they choose not to evolve Giratina here, which they, oh boy, they did not choose to do that. I think I can now just chase this potentially because we can arm press for 180, 200. We can just Techno Radar, then Prime Catcher. Yeah, they definitely might have not seen this as an option or an actual threat. Because if I can get rid of this Tina, it's just my prize map becomes so good, I think. So, all right, we're gonna promote the Crown here because our goal is just to catch her. Yeah, definitely a mistake there. Okay, so we'll go Techno Radar away. The what do I want to get rid of here? I guess we could just toss away Capsule. I mean, that would be the third Capsule, but it's okay. Go to Capsule here. It seems fine. All right, let's get ourselves Iron Crown, and we'll put down another Miraidon as well. Actually, I don't even need that. I want Mew on the field. Yeah, that seems fine. All right, we'll get Iron Crown. This means we're doing 160, 180, 200, 220. Go Crown. Pop this down. Put down Mew-EX. Put down Hands. That seems fine. We can attach for turn here. Arven for Prime Catcher and yeah, Future Booster. I guess I could honestly just put another baton on this. Maybe that's just safer to put another baton on this because like if they boss it, it's like fine. I mean, I guess I would rather just be careful. I guess we just hold on to Booster here. That seems fine. Or I could just get Generator, honest. I can't get Generator. I already took Prime Catcher. I guess we could just take Booster and just hold on to it. And if they like try and boss stall me, then we can just retreat it. I think that's probably the correct play. And then we'll go Prime Catcher. Bring up the Giratina. Go into the hands. Got two. Could have just promoted Mew, but doesn't really matter a whole lot. We drew into both of them actually, and then we'll just arm press here for 220, taking the knockout there, setting ourselves up relatively nicely to be able to take 2 more prizes. And now we just pretty much need to go amp. We just need to amp twice into a 2 prizer and take 3 prize cards that way. Now, if they bench another Giratina, all we need to do is just boss's orders and just arm press KO. They really need to judge us here, but as I said, we got rid of that Bidoof at the beginning of the game, so maybe they don't have it here, you know. Really don't know yet. Maybe they prized that second Giratina V. Definitely could be possible that they did that, which would also be fantastic, but looks like they have it here. So we're just going to be looking to potentially just boss's orders. Here is the Starbirth here. Yeah, definitely going to be probably getting some hand disruption. Maybe another Bidoof to put down. Definitely a couple of things that they're looking for. Maybe they want to get a counter catcher to bring up the Mew and then Iono KO it and just try and completely brick me out of the game. Definitely some options that they have here in this situation for sure. But yeah, we'll see what they are able to do here. They're picking their cards, trying to figure out exactly what the best route is, but we're looking pretty good here. We're definitely looking like we have the lead here. So there is, oh, the headquarters. Okay, so maybe we're going to see an Iono here. Maybe it gets a little bit scary. Yeah, there is the Iono. So they do play the headquarters, which is kind of annoying to deal with. So things get interesting for sure. Luckily, we did draw the extra energy, which is nice. So we are going to be able to iron press or arm press. There is the other Arceus. The thing is, no Bidoof down. So maybe they just don't have another supporter. We just don't know. So we'll see. There is the Trinity Nova coming down here. Going to be able to deal 180 damage. Probably going to be loading up that Giratina. And if we were to find boss's orders, we just boss's orders KO. Then they Trinity Nova, and then we could just go amp for game. We could just go back-to-back amps for game because they can't knock out. And there is the boss's orders. So this becomes tempting. I think I just want to do it. Like, I think I just attach psychic energy here just to provide that extra energy. And I think we just boss KO this because baton will activate. So we go arm press KO. I should have muted. Whoops. It's okay though. We'll see the card next turn anyways, most likely. But if they just KO me, I don't think they play 3 Tina. So we can just go Amp, back-to-back turns. Now, they definitely need Vacuum here, too. That's another thing. They really need to get Vacuum. But they can't just search out for it. I mean, they've already used their Starbirth, so things are definitely looking okay for us. We do see another energy on that. And yeah, we're just going to see the Trinity Nova. Take that KO. Baton will activate, moving all of the energies that are needed onto the Iron Hands. We'll go 1, 2, and 3. Seems fine. And now, if this was a Giratina in the active as well, we could have just put them onto the Mew and just genome hacking for Lost Impact. So, pretty easy here for us. What's the card? Yeah, it did not actually matter. All right. Go attach energy number 5. Retreat into Iron Hands. I guess this we can Arven here as well. Getting ourselves another Baton. And we could Techno... I mean, we already have access to genome hacking again. So I think we'll just grab these two. I think this is fine. We can just Baton because then we can go onto here. So this should just be almost checkmate. The Baton should be checkmated up here. Just Techno Radar. How many energy we got left? We got another Capsule. Yeah, this is fine. Put down the other Crown. And we will draw 1. And then just poke here with Arm Press. And then if they go into this Arceus, we just Arm Press, attach to Mew, and then we can genome hacking, copy Trinity Nova for the victory. So what they're going to need here is another Arc. They have to get another Arc here for sure. And they have to do it this turn because they need a Trinity Nova with a healthy Arc next turn. And if they don't do that, then they're going to be in trouble. There is the attachment, though. It looks like they're not going to be committing to that. We just will see that Trinity Nova. Now, we do have to be a little bit careful if they do play Vacuum. I don't know if it's in the deck, obviously. We don't really have that knowledge, which does make things a little bit spooky here. So we'll attach to the Mew. Seems fine. I unfortunately do not have game here. I can Arven once more and just thin out more stuff out of the deck. Seems fine. I guess I can just get rid of, just go Vacuum. What's this? This seems fine. I will just get rid of the Nest Ball. No headquarters for you. All right, and then we'll just punch. I guess we can draw 1, 2. I want to hold on to this just in case. Yeah, Arm Press. Taking the KO, or not the KO, taking enough damage to set up the KO next turn with Mew. It just comes down to if they have Vacuum or not, which we haven't seen. I feel like they would have played it, but maybe they're trying to catch me off guard here. So waiting to see what they do here. See another headquarters coming down. So they play 2 headquarters. They probably don't play Vacuum. Be quite surprised. Yep. There is the Trinity Nova taking the KO there. The Baton is going to activate here. We're going to be able to go 1, 2, and 3 onto the Mew EX. So we're going to be able to go into the Mew EX and use that genome hacking for the KO. They're going to take their 2 prize cards. We can simply just promote the Mew, GG's, and we can use that genome hacking to copy Trinity Nova for the KO. We also had it out with Miraidon too. Potentially, if we found energy, Trinity Nova taking the KO, dealing 200 damage and sealing the game here. And yeah, that is going to do it for the video today, showing off the Iron Hands, Iron Crowns future box deck. With that being said, the deck list will be in the description, so make sure to go check that out. And with that being said, thanks for all the support. As always, let me know what you think of the deck in the comments. And with that being said, thanks so much for all the support. As always, this is SmartTCG, and I'll speak with you all again soon. Peace.